What are prompt engineering best practices? Prompt engineering works best when you guide the model the same way you guide a teammate who wants to help but only understands what you explicitly tell them. Start by being specific and clear, because vague requests make the model guess. Add context so it knows the situation and the style you want. Show examples to paint a picture of what good looks like, almost like giving sample answers during training. Then refine your prompt as you test it, adjusting tone or structure until the output becomes predictable. Interviewers love when you explain that this cycle reduces ambiguity and boosts consistency. A simple example is asking for a summary. If you state the topic, audience, and length, the model nails it. If they ask how you handle unclear requests, just explain that you add missing details or ask clarifying questions. With practice, this becomes second nature. Core prompt engineering techniques. Think of prompting techniques as different ways to guide the model depending on how much help it needs. Zero shot works when the task is simple and direct, like saying, "Translate this sentence," because the model already knows the pattern. Few shot helps when you want a specific style or format. You give 2 or 3 examples so the model can imitate the pattern, like showing a trainee ideal responses before letting them try. Chain of thought is your go-to when reasoning matters, because it encourages the model to walk through its thinking step by step. Interviewers often ask when to use which approach, so it helps to say you choose based on complexity and structure. A great takeaway is that real workflows usually combine these techniques to get stable, well-reasoned outputs. Prompt engineering pipeline. A clean way to understand the prompt engineering pipeline is to see it as a loop that keeps sharpening itself. First, you define the task, so the goal is unmistakable. Then, you craft your initial prompt with clear instructions and just enough context to guide the model. Next, you test the output, checking for accuracy, tone, and consistency. Finally, you refine and iterate, tightening constraints or adjusting phrasing based on what you observed. It's the same rhythm you'd use when improving a small automation script. Interviewers appreciate when you highlight this loop because it shows you treat prompting like design, not guesswork. A real example is building a support chatbot. You start with basic queries, test responses, add structure for tone and length, and evolve the prompts until they perform reliably across edge cases. Common interview questions around prompting often focus on how you handle real-world challenges. If a prompt is ambiguous, you guide the model by adding clarifying questions or asking for structured output, which turns chaos into clarity. When they ask about system versus user instructions, explain that system rules shape the model's overall behavior, while user prompts give the immediate task, almost like house rules versus a direct request. To prevent hallucinations, you keep the model anchored by restricting it to provided information and asking it to verify or cite what it uses. For prompt injection, you treat malicious input like contaminated data and protect your system through validation and sanitization. And when they ask how you measure effectiveness, you mention accuracy, relevance, and consistency across repeated test cases. These answers show you understand both control and safety. Strong prompt engineering is built on good habits. Using clear, specific language and explicitly defining the output format gives the model no room to drift. Providing the right context helps it match your expectations. Testing edge cases is like stress testing a bridge. You learn how stable your prompt really is. Version controlling your prompts keeps improvements traceable as they evolve. At the same time, you avoid vague phrasing, assuming the model knows missing details, or cramming too much into one giant instruction. You also stay aware of token limits and never skip evaluation steps. Interviewers appreciate when you highlight safety constraints because thoughtful design prevents misuse. The core reminder is simple. Start with a clean prompt, test thoroughly, refine based on what you learn, and watch your results become smoother and more reliable. Great job learning today. If this helped you feel clearer or more confident for your AI or ML interviews, tap like so more learners can find you. If you want simple guidance for every interview topic, subscribe so you never miss the next lesson. You can share your questions in the comments. I read them, and they help me choose what to teach next. And if you know someone preparing for interviews, feel free to share this with them. Keep going. You're improving with every step. I'm here to help you grow.